Hello everybody. Today is kind of a big day. Today we've got enough of this other, stuff out of the way that we can start to fool around with our 725, which is good because this is what we're going to be doing this winter. I think the first thing that we need to do is let's put a battery in it. We've got our official test battery, which actually was the official test battery is bolted permanently into the bigger Toro, but the battery that was in that Toro, after some long-term charging at a low amperage, seems to have come back okay. So that's going to become our official test battery. So let's get that in here and let's see if we can get this thing running, and that'll be the first up. All right, so of course that's not. All right, let's do this. Let's reposition a little bit. The beauty of this table, I can just put it where I want it. It's actually working out just the way I wanted it to. So that's good. Alright, so it's got a battery box here. And of course we've got a ground. Ground and a hot. Okay. So the hot seems to be over on the far side. So we'll put that in. Yeah, the box is not too deep. Alright. One thing that's kind of cool, if every tractor that we have here takes the same size battery. That's kind of cool. All right, now we'll get our quick clamps. Hook your battery up. All right. Alright, there's that. Here's the ground. Okay. Alright. We have power. Well, we should have power. Let's see. Now up here on the hood, we have there's one here, pulls out, and that's our choke throttle. The one next to it just in and out as an off and on switch. So let's pull that out. It's in neutral. Actually, I take it back. That's just choke. This is our throttle here. And right here, we have a start button. Perfect. Alright, so we turn over. That's first up, I guess. Second thing. Ignition lead. Let's see if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. Maybe you can see a little better. Alright, let's try that. kind of trying to position this can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge. That doesn't look too awful bad. All right, so one thing we have is we have our little test plug here, which is pretty good. They make different types of these. This one is one that is specifically for small engines, so it won't function on your, larger engines or high engine ignition stuff like that. This won't work on it. So let's give it a try and see what we got. Switches out. No spark. Alright, so let's take a look. What we got going on? Alright, DC 20 volts. 0. 12.6 volts, which we know is a fully charged 12-volt battery. Okay, let's see if we can see this here. So let's take, we got our switch coming down, or a wire coming down here to here from our switch. See what we got there. Start there. Nada. Not a thing. So well, that's kind of weird. One wire coming off the switch. Ground it. Okay. Alright, so according to that, we had the voltage. Let's do this. So I'm guessing this is a little points cover in there. Let's take that off and see what in there looks like. In so many ways, these things are so simple, but at the same time, they're, those of us that work on cars and trucks and things like that, they're just different. So sometimes you got to really kind of look around on them, see what's what. Maybe this isn't even what we want, I don't know. Coil is inside the cover. So this may not have anything to do with anything, but it kind of looks like it might. But either way, we'll take it off. And we'll check it out. Let's see, we're not experts on these things by any stretch of the imagination. And we have oil and we have points. Okay. Now the story was that this was a running tractor that, you know, has now been sitting for, you know, a couple of years. So, but as always with any of our, you know, projects, stories are quite often just that, they're stories. Another thing I'm going to do, I don't know how much of a pain it's going to be. I think I'm going to make this, seeing it's going to be removed anyways. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to take all this off and access us some room. And that way you can get a better look at what's in here too. So let's do that. I'm going to take a few minutes. I'll show you guys off. I'm going to remove this hood. It looks like there's one bolt, one of the head bolts, that goes up here for a brace. There's two bolts in the bottom. Unhook our choke cable and that switch, and I think it will. I think it'll very easily come right off, and that'll give us actually a little bit more room in here. So let's do that. All right, so we've removed everything in the front, which makes everything a lot more visible. That's pretty cool. And I also went ahead and I took the cover off on that side as well. So looking at this, there's our points, you know, right here. And when you adjust these points, you adjust it there. From what I've been able to tell, they should have about a 20 thou gap. But the biggest thing that we had, and if you look down here, yeah, I'll get you under the condenser, the whole thing was full of oil. I don't think that's what's supposed to be. I mean, I'm not, you know, fluent on these things, but I've never seen points that actually will operate in oil. So I think that's a problem right there. And the cover was full of it. I mean, it ran right out, and see, it's still in the cover. So there's a problem for sure. Now, the wire from our switch that hooks to here is basically just to shut the engine off. It's a grounding wire. Essentially, when you set the switch off that we've disconnected, it just grounds this and shorts out the ignition. Over here we have our coil, which, you know, it's a magnetic pickup just like others. So I've taken and when I took it off, as we turn this around, I took and I cleaned up our magnets that go under through here. The gap doesn't look too bad. I think we're good there. But the one thing that we can test is we can test our coil using our multimeter. And please correct me if I'm wrong, because like I say, I'm not a big small engine guy, but I think those coils, if I remember right, when you test them, you should have between around 2K ohms to 5K ohms, 6K ohms, somewhere in there. I don't think you want any less, definitely, and I don't think you want any more, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's take a look. Take our meter, back you guys out a little bit here. All right, take our meter and set our meter on the 20K setting, and that's going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, I guess. Okay, let me try to figure out some way to set you guys up, and then I'll bring you back. All right, so kind of got you guys set up. I think you can see a little bit. So what we're going to do to test this, we're going to take our positive lead from our meter, and we're going to put that right there on our spark plug lead. We're going to take our negative lead, and we're going to actually go right to the leg of the, and hopefully you guys can see it. It's like around 5.7 k ohms resistance through there. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure on the 2 to 5, but I would say that it's okay. I don't think that's a big problem. I mean, hopefully you guys were able to see that. So, okay. So, all right. Back you guys up again. There we go. Hopefully that light wasn't in there. But anyways, that's what we did, basically from our lead to there. So, I think our coil is good. And we got, relatively clean there. So I think probably our biggest issue right now is the fact that our points were submerged in oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and clean all those off, and we'll take a look at the gap, and we'll try that again. So what I've done is I've cleaned our points all down, got all the oil off of them. Now I use these non-magnetic feeler gauges. There's a lock nut back in here. You loosen that nut and you can adjust your point gap with this screw. So what I did is the first thing, and how many of you guys got this in your toolbox? Aha! Point file. Okay? What you do is you open your points, you drop it down through, you move it back and forth and clean both the surfaces of your points, then you adjust them. So using the adjusting screw and my non-magnetic feeler gauges, I set our points to 20 thousandths gap. Now, hopefully this will pick it up. If you look right in here, right there, the tip of my finger when we took it over, let's see if we have a spark. And we do. So hopefully that's picking that up. So, but interestingly enough, as we turn it over, this doesn't show. But maybe it's just not enough on this old one. So let's just hook it back up here. Let's see. Let's take our choke off. Let's take our carb clean. Give it a little hoot of that. Put our choke on. Nothing. Nada, nada, nada. Okay, so we got good spark down there at our points. Let's pull this plug out, and we'll have a look at that too. Okay, inch by inch. If we watch our electrode, we have spark. So for some reason, our little tester, I don't know, maybe it's just these older, sorry about shake, these older little deals don't have enough. I don't know. I'll try it again. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. But we did see spark on our spark plug. Alright, so we'll put our spark plug back in. Maybe I'll dribble a little bit of gas down there, and we'll see if we can get it at least pop over. Alright, so we've given it a drink. Maybe we'll give it a little bit more. We'll run our choke, I guess, by hand. And I turned it over a little bit, and I got it to pop a couple times. Let's see what it does. Throttle up. Almost, boys. Well, we know for a fact that it will run. Made a little bit of noise. We'll give it another drink. And away we go. Almost. One of the things I got to do is I got to rig up a kind of artificial intelligence fuel system here. Tank is turned off. I'm not even sure it's in the tank on this one. More than likely, we've gotten carried away. Let's see. Let's check. Pretty easy to tell. Oh yeah, she's nice and wet now. for one more shot. And if not, what we'll do is I'll get something going with the fuel system in this. We'll actually maybe try to use it. One more. Pretty good one that time. See what that does. All right, well, we know it popped a couple times, and I guess that's where we're gonna end this little deal. I'll fiddle around some with the fuel system on this, and we'll see if we can make some headway that way. I really would like to see it, get it to run a little bit before we take off on the road with it. So anyways, that's how we do it, and hope you got a little something from the points and stuff on this anyways. And until then, next time, take it easy.